get your water. We've got a journey, and we about to get this thing. You ready? Nothing's gonna stop us. Get ready. Because once we take off, we're not coming down. Now look, you either in this or you're not. I'ma push you. We about to get it. We about to be fit for the kingdom. Are you ready? It's almost time to blast off. I'm telling you, it's about to be crazy. It might get hard. It might get tough. Wipe your sweat. Wipe your tears. And keep on going. Well, you warmed up? You ready? It's almost that time
10,
to jump in this workout.
9,
like God did for Elijah in 1 Kings 17 when he said, leave the brook after it dried up. I provided for you a window. For those of you who just jumped in, God sent provisions in the next place. You never know how simple these words are till you find yourself in crisis. And one day with tears in my eyes, the Lord gave me this melody. I kept singing, it will be all right. Oh, all is well. All is well. It will be all right. Yes, Lord. All is well. All is well. It will be all right. Yeah. Yeah. All is well. All is well. Come on, sing it strong. It will be all right. Feel a turn. Come on. All is well. 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 All is well.
All right, what's up, everybody, man? Welcome tonight. We're grateful for you to be with us another night as we share Fit to Survive. I hope you're ready tonight. I hope you are sharing. I want you just to hit that like button, hit the share button. Let's get the word out that we're live. We're on our 4th episode and our final episode for right just through this season. So, again, if you would just go ahead and hit share. Man, we're grateful for all that are joining us on tonight. Again, we're live here on Facebook. Welcome those that are on Facebook. Welcome those that are watching us via YouTube. We're grateful for those that are watching us on the gram on this evening. All right, I got my brother here again with me tonight, Andre Christopher Mars. Man, we're grateful for you to be with us again on tonight. We're excited for all that you've been sharing and all the knowledge you've been dropping over the last few weeks. And so, man, it's amazing that you are with us again on this evening. One more time, Chris is a certified trainer. We talked about that a little bit on last week, having those who are certified, not just going to any trainer or having anybody just give you anything based on something they may have read that may not be reliable knowledge. And so, man, we're grateful for your knowledge on tonight. We're grateful for all that you've imparted for 3 straight weeks. And if you want to follow Chris, he's going to share with us his Instagram, his Facebook, or whatever platforms that you can follow him on at some point in our episode on tonight. Without further ado, I'm going to give it over to Chris, man. Take us away, man.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day. And this evening is going to be, I hope that something that is said will to you. I hope there's some aha moments, some light bulb moments. I'm here to just give you the facts. I'm here to just give you truth. And hopefully, um, I said something last week that education without application equals stagnation.
That was good.
And I'm hoping that with this education that you can apply the knowledge and that it will move you forward and progress towards your goal. So that's kind of where we are right now. If you have any questions, I've shared it on my page, my personal page. My page is open, Andre Christopher Morris, A-N-D-R-E, Christopher, C-H-R-I-S-T-O-P-H-E-R, Morris, M-O-R-R-I-S. Go to my page, you can hit share, go to the Way, Church of Memphis, go to their page, and you can see it. Type in your questions on my page or their page. I know if you're just sharing the post, don't do a watch party, just share the post. You share the post, then we have someone who is watching the post and will be giving us the questions here. I just want to make sure. What are they seeing? Are they seeing us? Or
Yeah, do y'all see us out there?
Okay, very good.
Oh, perfect.
Good,
Okay.
good. I want to start tonight. I want to bring something to your attention. I posted a picture earlier today, and if they could put that picture on the screen that I submitted, and I want to give you the backstory of the picture. And it really, really, when I saw it, the first thing that popped in my mind was tonight. You can get that picture on? Very, very good. Can they get it to where, oh, okay, is it just the way it's formatted? What you're seeing is a gentleman who is, he appears to be homeless. He doesn't have food, he doesn't have water. One of his feet were seemingly injured, so he didn't have a shoe on one of his feet. And that's kind of like a sock and some type of medical wrappings around, but he had a shoe. And he walked up. He walked up and sat down. I was actually waiting on an Uber. And what happened was he walked up he had the little bitty white cup in his hand. He walked up, sat down. Where I was at was very hot. It was very, very, very hot. So he was trying to find shade, and he came and sat his white cup down next to him. Where the white cup is now, the large plastic cup was there. It was there because a gentleman was sitting down in the front of this area and had gotten up and walked away. He left the cup, the big plastic cup where the white cup is. Now, in the plastic cup was ice and some type of liquid. I don't know what kind of liquid was in it, but there was a lot of ice and a lot of liquid. When this gentleman came by, sat down, he looked at the cup, the plastic cup. He poured whatever was in his cup into this larger cup and took the cup for his own so that he could drink out of it and keep cool as best as he could. Ladies and gentlemen, this is survival. You're looking at survival. When you don't have air conditioning, you don't have a house, you don't have a home, you don't have cold designing water, you don't have alkaline water that you can go buy from you're just trying to find water. These are just the basic elements that we need, water.
Exactly.
How long do you think the body can last without water medically?
Some people say 3 days, 3 to 5 days is the thought.
And you can go longer. How long do you think the body can go without food?
I've read 7 days.
So just listen to that. The body can go without food for almost twice as long as it can go without water. Very big necessity, which also ties into why we need to consume more water, the importance of water. But we'll get into that. Again, this is that picture that you just saw. That's survival. That man doesn't have the luxury to go into a store and get some whatever he wanted to drink. He took another man's cup, didn't know what was in the cup, didn't care what was in the cup. He knew ice and a liquid was in the cup, and he took it and drank it.
Wow.
Now, guess what he did with the ice? He had a hat.
Okay.
He took the ice and poured it in the hat and just let it sit so that when he put it on, it would cool his body off. This is survival, ladies and gentlemen. This is the mentality that can achieve. He will survive. When you have those type of skills, when you just trying to, I would have presumed that he made it to the next day because he's trying to survive moment to moment. Right. He's taking little things as he can find them. He's not being picky. He's not saying, I'm not going to drink I'll never drink after another man. I'll never do this. I couldn't drink from a cup from a stranger that I don't know anything about. Right. Guy could have been spitting in the cup. He could have done anything in the cup. He didn't care. He's just trying to survive. So when you come to me and ask me, Chris, Andre, whatever you want to call me, coach, I am trying to get into the best shape of my life. What do I need to do? I'm going to tell you A, B, C, D, E, and F. If you tell me I don't eat A, I don't eat B, I don't drink C, I don't drink D, I've never tried E and F, then I don't care what you tried. I don't care what you don't like, because when a doctor prescribes a prescription for you, does the doctor ever ask you, do you like this? I don't know if if you don't like this, if it doesn't taste good, it's not easy to go down, then no, they give you what works. Now, if you don't want to take it, that's on you. Right. But they're not held responsible or liable for you not taking the medication and not getting better. Exactly. Food is medicine. And until you really look at it for what it is, food was not made for your enjoyment. Food was made for your survival. Because the body needs food. After so many days, the body needs food. Even Jesus, he fasted for 40 days, 40 nights, and that is what it said that he did. And again, at the end of the day, even he had to break his fast. The human side of him had to. So I need you guys to understand, when we talk about fit to survive, there's a mindset, and that's what tonight I really want to focus on, mindset. Do I have the mindset that I can eat tilapia knowing that I don't favor tilapia, but tilapia works? I don't like salmon, but do I have it within me that I can get to my mindset that if tilapia or salmon were the only meats that all of the stores on the planet had, and there was no other food, no vegetables, no nothing, the only thing that we had a choice to eat was tilapia and salmon, a lot of people would not eat it. But at some point, the body and the mind would say, if I don't at least try to get it down, I will die. And that's where self-preservation comes in. So that is the mindset that we have to have when it comes to this. You have to understand that food is not for the enjoyment when it comes to a person who is trying to get in the best shape of their lives. I just had this conversation with someone earlier. I eat everything that I can in my power, even though I may not like it, I may not want to eat it, but I try to eat as healthy as possible 95% of the time. Why do I do that? Yeah, I can die just like anybody else. I could drop dead just like anybody else, but at least it would be said that he really tried to eat clean. So that means it was my time to go. You understand what I'm saying? People think just because you have abs, just because you're lean, they think that you're in great health. No, because you can have clogged arteries and have all the six-pack all day. So that is why internal health, that is your organs, your arteries, your lungs. We want that to be healthy because and a healthy inside leads to a healthy outside, and that's how that goes.
Cool. And I think that's very key because you're saying that this man was trying to survive. Why are we doing these talks? We're doing these talks during this time because it is thought medically that by September, October, we will experience the second phase of this pandemic. If you survive the first phase of it, okay, it snuck up on us. We had no idea. It just kind of snapped on us. Boom, it was here. We have right now, right this second, just got an email, looked at it to make certain on calls today. 96% of our ICUs are full. We have holes in the ER in most hospitals around the city. All week you couldn't get beds anywhere. We flew somebody from one of my hospitals as far as Vanderbilt, um, 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 Forest City, Arkansas, just to get a bed. Like just to get a bed. So the idea here is that you were just talking about that picture with survival, but that's really what we're trying to prepare for. We're trying to prepare to make sure that our bodies are in the best place to make sure that we survive. We hit on this another week. You can go watch it, but it's very key for this reason. And that is, we don't want to wait until that time to start preparing. As a matter of fact, we preached on this a couple of weeks ago. Are you prepared or are you preparing? Because you want to be prepared for the second phase of this, and you can't get prepared overnight. He told us a couple of weeks ago, fad diets, jumping in real quick, trying something, that's not going to work. So you start now, and it takes weeks, months, or whatever to get ourselves in the best shape that we can so that you don't try to do something in 2 weeks or 3 weeks and quit. And so this is a preventative approach. This is saying that, hey, we want to make sure we're in a place. It's not that I can't. He talked about discipline in some other weeks. I mean, it's been phenomenal, all the knowledge that he's dropped over a few weeks. And I'll tell you this. Here's what's key. Man, I promise you, tilapia, salmon, asparagus, sweet potatoes, all of that tastes better than have a breathing tube down your throat. Tastes a lot better. Tastes a lot better than getting a medical bill because now your kidneys fail because of sepsis or whatever else, all right? So y'all, now is the time. And here I'm just going to say this from the outset. He got real passionate about this food trucks and stuff last week. I'd have my organ to play for you because you backing me up on Sundays. I want to bag you up. But here's the reality. Seriously, though, what we'll mess around and do is we'll get there, and then we're going to be praying, and we'll be like, Lord, and help me. And literally we perish because of lack of knowledge. And he's been dropping knowledge for 3 weeks straight, all right? So it don't matter what it tastes like you said, man, just get it down. I'll be honest. Here's a transparent moment. I absolutely hate oatmeal. I'd rather have grits any day. Grits any day. I don't like oatmeal. I don't like turkey bacon either, if I be honest, all right? But since we start doing these talks, man, I just stomach that oatmeal, and I keep going back in my head. No matter what it tastes like, just get it down. Just get it down. But then when that scale started to change, and he alluded to this too, not weight loss, fat loss. And I go, okay, I don't weigh a lot different. I'm down a little bit, but just trying to follow these principles, again, seeing fat loss, right? All right, so I don't lose muscle. I don't lose any of that. I would take my jacket off, but I don't want to do that. No, I'm joking. I'm not there yet. But here's the reality. You got to start somewhere. And I'll go, man, we've been doing these talks. It just hit me. We've been doing these talks for 4 weeks. And here's the question I have. We got some already questions. I want you to start dropping your questions. But I want y'all to answer this one question for me. Since we've been doing these talks, what have you done differently? What have you done differently? Are you doing the same thing? So you're getting all this knowledge. He's breaking all this off for free, and you're doing the same thing? You didn't start walking at all? You hadn't changed your grocery selection at all? And you can't say, because he broke it down. Like, literally, you can't go in McDonald's and not get a meal for $8 or $9 at this point. That's trash. And he broke it down. You can go get organic, whole foods, make your own patties, bison. I remember, I've been watching it, going back reviewing it, bison, etc. And literally, you can save money. So this is a way to save your health and your money. He talked about the pyramid 1 week, right? So this is a way to start working with. And then we talked about the psychology of food 1 week. So now this helps with your emotion, your physical. You probably feel better spiritually. In our church right now, we're really working on being holistic. Spirit, soul, body. We're working on the physical. We're working on reading scriptures daily. We're watching what we're eating, our intake, etc. So I'm just saying, y'all, I really want to know what you're doing different, because it makes no sense for him to give all this knowledge if we're going to do the same thing and then come to the altar in October and say, can we get prayer? And then the hospitals won't let you in. And COVID, you can't even get into church good, all right? So, what are you doing? Come on, put it in the comments. Yeah, all right.
And again, education without application still equals stagnation. I'm stuck right where I was. I have not progressed. In fact, I may be going backwards. And that is not what we want. And, a lot of people, you just got to know that I feel your pain. And and trust me, if you go to my page, you can see some before and after pictures on me. I understand the addiction, and that's a strong word, and I've been using that word intentionally every week. You're dealing with And this is to even some personal trainers out there, people who are trainers and or aspire to be trainers or things of that nature. When you have clients who don't follow your plan or don't follow instructions, you can't make somebody do it. Yeah. That's what you can't do. But the thing is, you know, people want to get in great shape. Mostly everybody wants to get in great shape. But there are some addictions that are just, they are very deep. And sugar is a very, 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 this is a fact that can be Googled. If you go into your Google search box and type in the words, do we have the capability to where that we can show an online screen, share the computer screen? Is that even possible?
I think we should be able to.
If we can share the computer screen, I would like for you to just online watch. I want you to go to Google, and I want you to type 8 times, the number 8, and then the times. I want you to put in addictive sugar, crack, cocaine. I want you to just put those words in. 8 times sugar, more addictive, crack cocaine. If you're watching us live, and you can do this now, you can do it on a split screen, or you can, you know, without leaving this live cast. There are, even CNN, Sanjay Gupta, you can see it, you can read it for yourself. They did a study, and they had a study on rats. And can you help explain briefly why they use rats as it relates to when they're testing things for human consumption? Mm-hmm. Tell us why they use rodents.
Yeah, so part of it is that it's part of their brain, their amygdala, hypothalamus, their hippocampus will get in a place where it does a repetitive motion. So they also did this one time with dogs, with Pavlov's dog. They would ring a bell, and the dog learned its behavior. It would salivate based on hearing the bell ring. Other part of that is that we can get a lot of test subjects without using humans determining what that outcome may be, but there is a lot of the physiology that mimics a human being, and we can have larger sample sizes using rodents versus using humans.
Right.
And the outcome, if you will.
So don't take lightly that we're talking about rodents when we talk about this particular subject, because it's telling us the behavior that is potential, and that is what we see in people. From the back, are we going to get that? Or if we're not, then we can keep moving. Okay, 1 second. Good. So again, sugar. If you go in a restaurant, sit at a table, what is sitting over here in a box, right there in the corner? Sugar. Mm-hmm. Sugar is in the white ones. Then you got the blue ones. Those are, what do they call, what were the equal? Mm-hmm. Then they have the yellow ones, which are Splenda. They have the green ones, which are like stevia or Truvia. They're your natural sugar substitutes. They're sitting right there, free and clear in the corner. Have at it, as much as you want. You want more sugar? Tell your server, I need more sugar. They will bring you handfuls. Never charge you 1 cent. Mm-hmm. Because they want, there it is right there. Is sugar more addictive than cocaine? ABC, these are Healthline, Spoon. If you put in CNN, please, right behind cocaine, up there in the search. But CNN, please. And type enter, and let's see what comes up. So ABC, Clinton, CNN, you see it right there? 5 most addictive substances in the world. In the world. 5 most addictive substances in the world. Scroll up, let's just see if sugar even made this list. Heroin, keep going. Cocaine, nicotine, downers, alcohol. Alcohol, there it is.
It is sugar.
Alcohol is sugar. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Alcohol is sugar. Top 5 in the world. In the world, sugar. When people are not trainers, when people are not following your instructions, and they seemingly can't pull away from certain foods, we're talking about addictions. And and the only way, and this is just, well, maybe let me just say me. This is how I deal with addicts from a food standpoint, edible standpoint.
Sure.
You cannot wean addicts off of an addictive substance. As long as they're getting the addictive substance, the brain will trigger signals to say, we want more. It's going to continue to say, we want more, until you either give it to it more or you don't give it to it more. The longer you hold out from giving somebody, and we're talking about cold turkey, so listen to me clearly. We're talking about cold turkey. Cold turkey. When you stop something that you've been addicted to for a long time, cold turkey, your body will send you signals asking for it. Then it will send you signals begging for it. When it sends you signals begging for it, you will get headaches. You will get nausea. Sometimes you may get vomiting. Some of you may get the shakes and tremors. Some people may even pass out because their body is not getting that. But at some point, the body will line up. And that is when you begin to say, okay, now we're on the road to recovery. And so that is what you have to do. People, don't be afraid to cold turkey something. You have to do it that way if you want to break the addiction. If you're not willing to admit that you're addicted to certain foods, then you haven't even taken the first step. The first step, you have to admit you got the problem.
Yep.
Now, once you do that, then you have to understand, I have to go cold turkey. Everybody keeps saying, that doesn't work for me. It ain't work. It has never worked for you because you're not willing to do it long enough. Because it takes some people 10 days. It may take some people 2 weeks. It may take some people a month. It may take some people 6 weeks. Normally, it doesn't take that long. Normally, it really only takes the body 2-3 weeks.
Sure.
Once it gets to that point, the body begins to shift quickly and says, okay, now we have to adapt because something has changed. Once it has to adapt, then the headaches go away, the nausea goes away, and then you'll be able to cope better. The longer you go, if you drink Cokes every day and you go a year without Cokes, it doesn't bother you. But that first 2 weeks without the Coke, oh yeah, it drove you crazy because the body went through withdrawals, all right? Again, we're talking about sugar. It's an addiction. It is an addictive substance that brings you to those withdrawal symptoms. So please, you guys got to know, cold turkey, you got to understand this is an addiction, and this is where we are. People, you're 9 times out, I would just say 99 out of 100 people, maybe 95 low. 95 people out of 100 people are addicted to foods. I just believe that. Your average person, for every 10 people in a room, there may be one person in great shape. The rest are not, all right? So we have some more questions. I really want to get to some of these questions, but, I'm very passionate about this. I'm extending my services to even, at some other point to follow up behind this because I just really want to, I'm just like John. I just want to tell the people, you can get through this. Right. There is a better way, and I've been there. And I can tell you, it wasn't cute when I was sweaty and, got out of breath fast and I didn't feel masculine, it just is what it is. No man's chest is supposed to be larger than a woman unless you have a medical issue that you were born with, which is gyno, and even that can be fixed because they give you electro, they have estrogen blockers, you'd have some estrogen suicide inhibitors. Where it just kills the estrogen, but some people you have to medically. I have a friend who a lot of people know of. He's a very, very popular man. He had breast and he had to have surgery to get it corrected. But if yours is just coming from overeating, there's nothing masculine about that. It's just not. That's just like seeing a woman who is extremely, extremely built, and she doesn't look like she has any breasts. A lot of people say that looks manly. Well, the opposite is said for a man with a chest. If your chest is bigger than your woman's chest, you need to inbox me tonight. Next question.
All right, the comments are going crazy right there. All right, so that's amazing. All right, and he said gyno, but let me just give you the word. It's called gynecomastia. Gynecomastia. All right, gyno woman mastia. All right, so breast. So you should not have those, as he said. All right. So here's a couple questions, and we can start rocking the questions again, guys. Share us. Somebody else needs this information. Sharing is caring. Don't be selfish tonight. This is the last episode for right now. We're gonna pick this back up. We have prayer next month. We have finances in September. So we're coming back with this in October, right when they're thinking that the pandemic can hit again. We're gonna get our content up, and we're gonna come right back. All right. But if you would, come on, start dropping your questions. Just gonna hit that share button. If you're on Periscope, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, wherever you're streaming from right now, please go ahead and share so this content can get out. All right. So the first question we had tonight was, what water is better, cold or room temperature?
Okay. Let me set this up. So water is used to as a flushing agent. When we're talking about fat coming out of the body, fat does not just disappear. It has to be flushed out. So we need water to flush toxins, i.e. fat, stored body fat, stored belly fat. A lot of people say, oh, I just had this conversation with one of my clients. She said, oh, my stomach just will not go anywhere. I said, are you up on your water? No, not really. I said, well, you need to up your water. How are you expecting water to come out of the body, and your fat to come out of the body, and you're not giving it enough water to flush it? Now, if you're trying to, the only way you can get fat out of the body, it has to be warmed up. That's why the body does, when you do cardio, what do? You begin to sweat because the body's internal temperature, therm, T-H-E-R-M, that is heat, correct? Right. Thermometer, all right? That thermostat, that is heat, all right? Thermogenic. Your fat burners, those people who do fat burners, they're called thermogenics because they are meant to heat the body up. If you heat grease up, it will go into a liquid. It goes from a solid to a liquid. From there, it could be drained off or poured off or even flushed out. So in order to get the fat, the body fat in you, it has to be warmed up. So I would rather drink hot water or warm water or room temperature water than cold water. I just asked somebody, I said, if we had 2 pots and we were trying to bring both pots to a boil, one pot had cold water, ice cold water, one started with hot water already. Which one do you think would go to a boil first? The hot water. So that's why my body doesn't have to warm up the water, because that's what's going to happen. If it's cold, if you put cold ice on something, it could get cold enough it could go into a solid. So that's why I just use warm room temperature water. I do use cold water for my protein shakes. I have said that. Shared that, but I prefer room temperature water. What I'm drinking now has never been in the refrigerator. This is the last of a gallon. So this is what I do. I don't put it in cold. That's just me, my preference.
Okay. And there was somebody asked even a second part to that question, and I'm coming to the next question that we received. Is it better at certain times of the day to drink warm water? They said, I've been told to drink warm water in the mornings before noon. I don't know if that's something that makes a difference or not.
I would definitely start drinking water early in the day, period, because you need to get so much water in you. And so, one, you don't want to be using the restroom all night, of course. So you want to consume as the bulk of your water from the time you wake up easy until 5, 6, 7 in the evening. Okay. I would say somewhere about maybe an hour to 2 prior to you going to sleep, you can stop drinking water. That's if you're consuming all day. Okay. But there is no right time. I drink water actually all through the night. It doesn't bother me. I know I'm going to wake up to urinate because my body is not storing it. It's releasing it. So my fingers are not fat. I don't have swelling of hands. I don't have swelling of feet that some people do. A lot of that's water. So I welcome the bathroom. That doesn't bother me. So anytime I urinate, I put water back in so that I know that I'm constantly feeding it, refreshing it.
Cool. All right. Let's come to one here that was online. Somebody asked, is there any way to combat or lessen the strong withdrawal symptoms such as irritability and headaches? And I'm assuming they're going back to what you said in terms of the withdrawal symptoms from caffeine or whatever you're.
Uh, Headaches and what else? Irritability?
Yeah, headaches, irritability, and withdrawal symptoms, strong withdrawal symptoms.
I would, I would say this. If someone came to me and said they were having severe headaches because they have gone cold turkey on a certain substance, I would say take an anti-inflammatory. I would say something like that. If you felt nauseous, I would say, really make sure you drink your water. I would say even be prepared, because if you do throw up, if you do end up vomiting, whatever be the case, if that does happen, and I have had cases where that has happened before, I would say you need to replenish yourself with some type of Pedialyte or some type of Gatorade if you're not taking multivitamins and your minerals, because you will have released certain minerals in that process, and you need to replenish it, and you don't want to dehydrate yourself. So I would just say, if you're having headaches, now again, these are withdrawal symptoms. They will go away.
Exactly.
All right. These are not permanent side effects. These are just temporary symptoms. Once the body is broken, it will go to an equilibrium. It will establish a new equilibrium. And let me explain to you what an equilibrium is, how your body is. Let's just say Pastor Connor right now. I'm just giving, I don't know his weight, but I'm just going to say, let's just say he's 170 pounds right now. All right, at 170 pounds, if he's had this for a year and a half, his body knows this is his, on a computer when you go Control-Alt-Delete, this is his reset. This is his reset. This is his body's normal state. This is his homeostasis. This is just where his body knows I'm supposed to be 170. If he gained 20 pounds between now and Christmas, it would be nothing for him to get back to this 170. Now, that's why it's so difficult for him he has to really, really, really put some effort into it in order to put on healthy weight, lean mass, because you get up to 180, and what happens? You miss 2 meals, you're right back down.
Yep.
He has to keep on continuously eat. Now, somebody who was 280 pounds, and let's just say they want to lose 100 pounds to get to 180. Their body knows 280. That's their normal. That's their Control-Alt-Delete. That's their hard reset. So when they lose 20 pounds, it's easy to get back up. That's why people balloon. They drop 20 and they balloon right back up, because you haven't held it off long enough. Now, that same person who's 280, or even Pastor Connor, let's just say he gets up to 185 and he holds 185 for a year and a half. Then that will become your new norm. You go down to 170, the body will say, get back up to 185.
Perfect.
So that is something, the body is built to survive, and it will eventually get another reset state. So just hold off those symptoms. They will go away. If you got a headache, take something for it. If you get nauseous, you're irritable, trust me, you have common sense. You know not to snap off at your pastor or snap off at your boss. Keep that in check. Just do, but those be at least aware to be able to communicate with those people around you. Hey, I'm off of certain things, and it's affecting me in a certain way. Communicate with people around you and let them know it's not personal. I'm really, really going through right now, and just, wish me the best.
Perfect. All right. Next question. So someone asked, what's the best, is creatine a good supplement? And the second part of that question is, does creatine cause any hair loss?
All right, let me address the second part. I am clueless and have never heard of creatine causing hair loss. So that is something new. I will look into it. I think Pastor Connor said that he looked into that briefly and didn't find any information, but I will do some exhaustive search. Creatine is a substance that is found naturally in red meat. All right, that's why people who put on a lot of weight, if they really want to put on weight, they need to eat red meat. One, red meat is calorie dense compared to tilapia that's thin, that doesn't have a lot of calories. 6 ounces of steak, or filet mignon, and 6 ounces of tilapia, they have 2 different calories. Same weight, but calories are different. Tilapia has way less calories than filet mignon. So if I'm just trying to, again, go into a calorie deficit, then I would say eat 6 ounces of this, which is different from if I had you at 6 ounces of, just imagine I had you on a diet and you were eating 6 ounces of red meat 3 times a day, and then I dropped those out and put you on 6 ounces of tilapia. The measurements, you'll be still eating 6 ounces. So your stomach will have 6 ounces of food in it, but it will be much thinner. The calories are different. And then without any cardio, without any, just because I put you at a deficit, scale goes down.
Okay.
All right. So these are the things. Now, am I saying don't eat red meat? No. Am I saying eat all tilapia? No. Am I saying that that's what you need to eat? No. I have a lot of people that I haven't even prescribed. Some people are allergic to fish, so that might not be something that you need. Again, these are always, and let me put the disclaimer out, please go and talk to your primary care physician before starting any regimen. They will validate whether or not it is for you. But creatine is found in red meat, so when a person wants to put on, actually what creatine does, it pulls water into the muscle.
Okay.
That's what it does. It's a lot of water weight. So a lot of times people who take creatine, they get full and they feel bigger. They are bigger because it's a lot of water being held. Okay. So that's really all it is. It's just a lot of water. You know, you come off the creatine, you urinate it out, it's just water. So that's not lean muscle tissue. Creatine doesn't do that. It just allows you to hold more water. Now, that makes it, your joints will be more lubricated. So when you lift, you're less likely to get certain injuries because you have more protection around the joints and the muscles and things of that nature. So it has its benefits. Okay. I personally don't take, I do take creatine. Let me take that. I take that back. I do take creatine. I only take it around my workout. I don't do pre-workouts, but we're going to address pre-workouts within a few minutes. Promised.
Okay. All right. So we had another question here, and I'm going to come to it. Someone wanted to ask here, and it is, are there specific exercises to reduce belly fat? That's part one. And does it differ between men and women? Yeah, does it differ between men and women?
Any exercise that you do in a certain area, there are muscles that are assigned to it. So when you do bicep curls, you're training the muscle of the bicep. When you're doing tricep extensions, you're doing the tricep muscle. When you're doing chest press, you're doing pectoral. These are the muscles, all right? When you're doing your abs is not just your stomach area. It is a muscle. There's muscle up under here, all right? Now, when you do crunches, when you work out, train, when you do any type of contraction of the muscle, you squeeze the muscle, you're working the abs, it gets harder. Doing ab work does not make you have abs. There's a saying that goes like this: abs are made in the kitchen. Hear me clearly. Abs are made in the kitchen. I'm like Pastor Connor. Put me on this camera right here, right here. Look at me right here. Abs are made in the kitchen. Okay? Abs are made in the kitchen. What do I mean? It's your diet. Okay? Your diet, if you're not taking in fat, and then the cardio and the working out and the water, that's eliminating the pre-existing fat. Again, I've made this illustration. Imagine that this is a mattress in front of us. Imagine I put a $100 bill on the mattress. You see the mattress? It's not a bed made. This is just a pure white mattress. I place a $100 bill on the mattress. Now, I tell someone, make the bed up. So they put the sheet on top of it, the mattress cover, the sheets, the comforter, the pillows. They made the bed up. Can we see the $100 bill? No, we can't see the $100 bill. It's not exposed. It's yet there, but you can't see it. So how do we see the $100 bill? We peel back the layers. So you have abs. Everybody has abs. What we have to do is expose them so they can be seen. You have to peel the layers off of them. Yeah. Doing ab work doesn't peel the layers off. Eating a very balanced diet with restriction as it relates to some type of calorie deficit, that's just the math, making sure you do your cardio, making sure you drink your water, you do all those things, eventually you will peel the layers back and we'll see abs. I never saw abs on my body until 2013. That was the first time I ever had seen abs on my body. I've always had a gut. And so that's why I tell people I've been there. I understand that. You want to see your abs? You can see them. I don't care how big your stomach is, but you got to be disciplined. You got to do the work. It's not going to come in a day. It's not going to come in a month. It may not come in 2 months. It may take a whole year. It took me 9 months and 2 days. It took me that long to just get from gut to abs. But I did the work, and I reaped the reward. All right?
It was something you said amazing, too, with that. You said that, what was it? You said water is one of the biggest secrets in terms of getting to that place, and one of the other streams where you can start to see abs and see those abs just come out or whatever. Now that's kind of great because that's what we call in medicine, like this misnomer. Like you would think that I could just go in and kill all these crunches and kill all these things, and I'm gonna see my abs, and then for you to come tonight and tell us that's not true. That's powerful. All right. Moving on to the next question. It says, somebody asks, and I want to pull this one up just so we get it. We go back and forth. Will water alone help to lose belly fat? And are supplements needed to aid with the water consumption?
Water alone will not do it. Again, synergy. When you're talking about synergy, you're talking about, shout out to Gary Faulkner, Pastor Gary Faulkner. He would always talk about synergy. He says synergy means that A by itself is powerful, B by itself is powerful, C by itself is powerful, D by itself is powerful, E by itself is powerful. But when you put them all together, when they come together, they make an even bigger, more powerful entity. And so that is what synergy is. Water alone is okay. It's needed. Cardio by itself, you can do. I'm pretty sure people can understand. Do a lot of cardio and still eat crazy. Tell me what happened. Drink a lot of water. Don't do cardio. Don't have your diet right. Tell me what happens. Eat right. Do no cardio. Don't drink water. See what happens. But put all three of those in conjunction, along with resistance training, along with rest. That's that fifth element. A lot of people used to watch Voltron like I did when I was a kid. And those 5 lions, rest, resistance training, water, cardio, diet. Those are the 5 lions, and they do form.
Man, can somebody put those in the chat? Come on, let's put those in the chat. Can you give them to us one more time so we get those? Because rest is key.
Rest, man.
And I'm saying it, but like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, rest is key. The body does not heal itself until it is in a state of rest. Why do you think they sedate people in the hospital? Right. Why do you think the hospital is a bed? Rest. The body has to heal itself. And they want the body, and then that's why they give you food, they give you nutrients, even if it's in a form of an IV, because they are actually hoping that the body will heal itself. Rest, cardio, resistance training, water consumption, and diet. If you put all 5 of those things together simultaneously, not 4 of the 5, and then when you want to get the 5th one, the second one is out. All 5 need to be in conjunction at the same time. That is when you get maximum results. Notice I use the word maximum. You can get minimal results doing others, but you're talking about maximum results is all 5 areas need to be tapped at the same time.
Okay. All right, next question, because we got a bunch coming in. I want to make sure we get to everybody's questions. Here's a question that someone asked. They said, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting, cardio versus strength training for weight loss? So there's 2 different questions. Thoughts on intermittent fasting. And the next one is cardio versus, I think you almost just answered that one, but cardio versus strength training for weight loss.
Intermittent fasting, you intermittent fast every day. From the time you go to sleep to the time you wake up, your body is in a state of fasting. So technically, everyone intermittent fasts. Intermittent fasting is exactly what it says, intermittent. It's not something that is supposed to be done daily. Okay. That is just something kind of like a detox. Intermittent fasting is actually something that is supposed to aid the body in detoxing. And once the body detoxes, then you don't detox for a year. You just don't.
Right.
All right. You detox whatever. If you're doing it right, it will only take a few days for the body to detox from whatever it is. All right. I can't see why somebody wants to be in the bathroom for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks every day. That's not copacetic. As it relates to weight loss concerning fat loss, as it relates to cardio and resistance training, I just said this. You want maximum results, all 5 need to be there. And cardio and resistance training are 2 of the 5. All right? Will you get some type of results just doing resistance training? Yes, you will. Will you get some type of results with doing cardio? Yes, you will. Will you get more results doing both simultaneously? Yes, you will.
Okay, perfect. Next question. When fat is stored on the back and also on the sides or in your love handles, what can be done to eliminate that fat?
The body does not spot reduce. The body, there's no exercise that you can hit that will just target this area, your love handles or your back. Or for ladies that meet right up under your armpit, and this right here that like when you have that sleeveless dress and it's just like that fat is just like leaking over on the dress, and you thinking that ain't nobody seeing it, and then I walk up to you and squeeze it like that just so you'll know I see it. I'm just like, I ain't gonna squeeze it, but it's there. Yeah, you can get rid of it. This is how the body is concerning body fat. The body uses fat for energy. So the body doesn't say just go to the stomach and use the fat on the stomach for energy. If there's no more fat on, a lot of times people's face or their neck goes first. When there's no more fat on the neck, it doesn't start eating on the neck. There's no more fat there, so it goes to fat from another place on the body. I can't, no one knows where the body will get it. It will just get it and use it. So you can't spot reduce. What you have to do is continue until the body hits every area. And that's the thing. Most people don't stay consistent to it and stick it out. You know, they'll see some results, but then they'll say, oh, but I want this. Well, keep at it. Mm-hmm. Keep at it. There's still more fat for the body to use for energy, and it will do it. You know, again, I went from lard to competitor, and I didn't have fat. I was in single-digit body fat.
Wow.
So yeah, so it can happen. You just have to be consistent. All right? You have to be consistently disciplined.
Okay. All right. Then someone asks this question, essentially just kind of what's the best diet? And I think you probably touched on some of these in other weeks, but Mediterranean versus keto versus those sort of things. Is there one better than the other? I guess we can just kind of journalize that one.
My personal opinion, it all depends on what works for you, but I will say this. Keto diet is not a diet that you should prescribe to long term, and that's just my opinion, because your sources of energy are proteins and fats, and then those fats can be unhealthy fats, and so you have to be cautious about, your cholesterol, clogged arteries, things of that nature. So, you can eat a lot of red meat, you can eat fatty red meat, because again, fats. So, it's kind of like no holds barred with the fats, no holds barred with the protein, as long as you limit your carbs, and, the body goes into a state of ketosis, and as long as you're in a state of ketosis, the body will use body fat, stored body fat, for energy. But if you're constantly eating fat, it has to burn that too. So a lot of people don't understand that, and, they lose weight, but again, are you losing fat? Okay. Those are 2 different numbers, and I would be interested in seeing somebody get both numbers tested so you can see what really is working. But I would say Mediterranean diet, to me, is very, 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 very beneficial. I teach my clients how to lose weight eating carbs. My clients eat carbs every day, but they eat the right type of carbs at the right time of day for what their body needs, and then they still come down, all right? So I just train my clients' bodies to recognize, to just burn, period. So it will burn carbs just like it'll burn fats, period. So there are different ways to do it. Sometimes, people will say what they want to do. I think Mediterranean is great, but I just think Mediterranean with carbs, with sensible carbs, is the best way to go.
Could you just touch 30 seconds on what Mediterranean is?
Mediterranean is, you're looking at, a lot of people use seafood. They kind of eliminate the red meat. They may do chicken, turkey, eggs, but a lot of people do seafood with green, fibrous carbs, as much green, leafy vegetables as you was like, and, seafood. Right. Some people do Mediterranean. They include, I will do turkey, I will do chicken, things of that nature. So, but the thing, what you're leaving out is the carbs, the complex carbs and the simple carbs. You yet are having carbs, but they're fibrous carbs. Fibrous, fibrous carbs. Those are your green leafy vegetables. That's the third type of carb out there, all right? Simple carb, complex carb, fibrous carbs, all right?
Okay. Simple carbs, that's our sugars, that sort of thing. Unhealthy. All right, perfect. Okay, someone wanted to know, and we want to get this question out there, and they said, what supplements do you put in your water? I struggle drinking water daily. I struggle getting it down. What are good supplements that you can add to the water to make it more tolerable?
Go to your store and get some type of sugar-free flavoring. I would suggest, please don't put the whole box in a 16-ounce cup of water. If I can't see through your water, even if it's like deep red or deep yellow or deep orange or deep green, then you put too much in it. You just want something that's going to just give it just enough flavor so that it could be palatable. Again, I just want to get it down. This water, this is not deep blue. You can see through that. That is very clear. And I put 4 packs, but I put 4 packs in the entire gallon.
Okay.
Versus 4 packs in a 16-ounce bottle of water, where it'll be in deep purple. So this is how I do it. And it's not sweet at all, but it's just enough to be palatable just to get it down.
Got it. Okay. All right. Here's another question that someone had, and that's, what do you subscribe to in terms of protein? Do you think animal protein versus plant protein is better? And is there just a certain protein that you think, I'm in a store and I look and I don't know which protein to purchase and which is better? That's what the question was.
All right. Here's some facts. Animal protein has 0 carbs in it.
Wow.
All right? Plant protein has carbs in them. Now, for the person who is trying to avoid eating carbs or the overconsumption of carbs, because if you overconsume carbs, they will convert to glucose, which is sugar, and will store at some point as body fat. Carbs convert to sugar, eventually convert to body fat. What did I just say? Carbs, your sweets, your cakes, your chocolate, your cookies, your donuts, everything sweet that you have on that sweet tooth. Carbs convert to sugar, which convert to body fat. Don't want the body fat? Eliminate the carbs. Or even, especially, most of your sweets, if not all of them, are made with simple sugars. Mm-hmm. Your white sugars, all right? Brown sugar is not healthy sugar. Please stop thinking that. Brown sugar is sweet as all yesterday, all right? Look on your packets and start looking at your nutritional facts, and you'll see how many grams of sugar is in something, all right? Carbs convert to sugar, which at some point convert to body fat, all right? So when you want to have protein from a plant-based protein, then you're still going to have to consume carbs. So if I have Pastor Connor and I've given him his macros, I say, you're not to have over 100 grams of carbs in a day. And let's just say there are 25 grams of carbs in every plant-based protein. So technically, you can't have that protein but 4 times. But that's it. Yeah. We haven't even said anything about the vegetables on the side. We're talking about the protein.
Right.
So you're talking about vegetables and sweets and all the other carbs. So before you know it, your carbs have doubled, maybe even tripled, because you're getting carbs from plant-based sources. Not saying that they're not healthy, not at all. I'm just saying that one of the hardest parts of most vegans and vegetarians is when they overconsume carbs because they're in everything. Even your protein shakes. I can find you a zero carb protein shake, but it will not come from vegan sources. Mm-hmm. I have yet to find a plant-based protein that has zero carbs in it. I have yet to. It's not. It won't be true plant. So when you're talking about just carbs, you're talking about fats. So I would prefer my clients to get animal fats, healthy. See, we're talking about healthy, lean sources of fat. That's the difference. It's a difference between filet mignon and a T-bone. It's a difference between filet mignon and a ribeye. You can see the fat. One is leaner, one is not. So that's just go ahead.
One is at the Waffle House, one is not.
There it is, exactly. But I know we only have a few seconds left. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, we got a few more, and we'll be done. I'll rapid fire these. There was another question: prepackaged protein shakes versus making them yourself. And I probably know you're gonna think that.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with with people going to Exxon or Walgreens and they have muscle milk already prepackaged. Just do your homework and find out which pre-made protein sources are better. All protein shakes were not created equal, if I can just put it like that. So there is a protein supplement is exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to supplement and add to what is lacking. You're not supposed to put it in place of, all right? You should never be drinking more shakes than you are eating solid meals. All right, I'm gonna say that one more time. Never drink protein shakes more. The number of protein shakes should never outdo your solid meals. If you're eating 2 solid meals, you can't have 3 shakes. If you're having 1 solid meal, you can't have 2 shakes. If you're having 2 solid meals and 1 shake, I can deal with that. All right, you need to have more solids than protein shakes. And at some point, whole foods is better than supplements. Let me put that out there. Your whole food source is leaps and bounds better than anything man-made, anything manufactured.
Good. All right. Real quickly, I think this is maybe could be our last one, and that is anti-inflammatories. We're getting ready for the second phase of this pandemic, and somebody said, what are some of the anti-inflammatories or the healthy supplements we can take to keep our immune system up during this season to make sure that we are less, less amenable to catching COVID?
Right. I would definitely, first of all, whatever that I am telling you, I'm telling you what I take. Again, primary care physician, never take anything without consulting your primary care physician to make sure this is something you need, because you could be allergic to certain peanuts, and some supplements were made with peanuts. So you have to be very cautious. But vitamin C, these are the basics. Vitamin C, B complex, zinc. Those are your basic 3. I do also a multivitamin. Now, your multivitamin, let me educate people on what a multivitamin is. A lot of people think I take a multivitamin so I have all my bases covered of all the vitamins I need for that day. This is how people make a multivitamin. This is an empty pill. Just imagine this is a pill with nothing in it. They put just enough A in it to where it is recognized by the government that it has A in it. It doesn't have the amount of A that you need for the entire day. It just gives you just enough A to say it has A in it. It has just enough B complex to say it has B in it. It has just enough vitamin C to say it does have vitamin C in it, but it does not have 100% recommendation of the daily amount that you need. It's just enough. It has just enough of each vitamin that you need to take in a day that is to say that it does have this in it, but it is not enough. That's why you can't rely on multivitamins as it relates to getting your vitamins in. They need to be coming from your whole food sources. Your vegetables is where a lot of your vitamins are coming from, things of that nature. So, but vitamin C, B complex, zinc, I would definitely, start there. And also a multivitamin, just to make sure you have a multivitamin, and a multimineral as well. I would go there.
Perfect. And then I think just from recommendation from CDC and some things that we're doing at the hospital, I add to that echinacea. We talked about that. Elderberry. If you can get the organic syrup, it's also it's better. You already talked about zinc, and I think that was it. And vitamin C. And I would consume. We're telling people to take at least 2,000 a day, and if you can take 1,000 per major meal a day, that's even better. To keep the immune system just kind of fired
I've even
up.
seen as high as 2,000 per meal.
Well, that's really the recommendation, and that's also thought to be a good detox as well.
Right.
Yep.
So, and vitamin C is also water. It's a diuretic.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. Vitamin
Yep.
C actually helps to pull water off of you. Asparagus that you don't like your urine smelling like asparagus, but it actually is a great diuretic.
Mm-hmm.
It pulls water off of the body. Again, why are we eating? Are we eating for taste? Are we eating for function?
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating for function, okay? So I need the water to not hold on my body. I'm going to eat asparagus.
And there's some research, again, these are some trial studies, but they think the vitamin C also will blunt insulin surges. So if you get an insulin surge, that causes you to take carbs and store them as fat. So it also kind of blocks, supposedly. So vitamin C has a lot of benefits that is thought to happen at this season. Yep. All right, so, all right, so we're going to end with this. Man, we're going to ask you a couple of rapid-fire questions about Chris Mars. All right, well, somebody asked, what's a typical day of eating like for you?
Ooh, okay. A typical day of eating for me is first meal is chicken. First meal is chicken with, I may have some type of oatmeal, some type of Ezekiel bread. I may have a piece of fruit. The fruits that I eat, I love to eat grapefruit. They are not sweet, so I get my vitamin C naturally, and I don't have to worry about it being so sugary. Because a lot of people don't understand. They think you can consume all the fruit in the world, and you can still be a diabetic, and it won't be a problem.
Natural sugars, yeah.
Right, but definitely. So that's my first meal. My second meal, I would have chicken again. Notice I said chicken. I would have chicken again. I would have some green beans. I would have some type of rice. All right. My third meal, I would have
White rice or brown rice?
Personally, I would have white rice, but that's
Okay.
because I am lean enough and I'm trying to build muscle. So when you're trying to build muscle, you need certain simple carbs around the workout because the body will deplete glycogen. So you want to get a simple sugar so it can store it, replenish it back again. So my next meal would be something like I would have red meat with white rice and string beans. My vegetable of choice is string beans. Very light, very easy to chew, swallow, get it down. All right. My next meal would be chicken again. Chicken and rice with string beans. My next meal would be chicken again with no rice, string beans. My last meal would be egg whites with and I may have some type of fat. I may have some almond butter or something with it. I'll do six egg whites and some type of fat.
So it sounds like you eat heavier in the mornings and lean it out in the evenings?
Right, my carb consumption tapers for sure towards the evening when I'm not using energy.
Okay, makes
Right.
sense.
So, but if you notice, I'm eating 3 or 4 meals of the same thing: chicken, rice, string beans, same meal. So four of my 6 meals a day are chicken, white rice, string beans. I'm eating that 28 times a week. And you telling me that you get tired of eating it once a day. But I eat it 4 times, the same exact meal, 4 times a day. Which camera am I on? Where am I? Where am I?
You're right there, right
here.
now.
4 times a day, I'm eating the same meal. And you think you're tired of eating the same foods? You don't think I don't get tired of eating the same foods? But I don't eat for taste, I eat for function. That's why I'm sitting on this stage right now. And that's why you desire to get where I am. And I'm telling you what it takes. You want to know what it takes? I'm telling you what it takes. I can't do that. Well, you won't be in shape. You'll still be battling your issues and things of that nature. Me eating this type of diet, very clean, very chicken breast, we're talking about boneless chicken breast. So when I go and eat an entire pizza from Broadway, the whole pizza, large, and they know me up at Broadway. My number is in the system. I call them, they give my number. Oh, Mr. Chris, they know me. I get the same pizza. I get the around the world turkey, pre-cooked. So they cook the meat before, they don't cook it on the pizza. So they cook the meat separately so it's not greasy. So I've just eliminated a whole lot of more grease than average. See, I'm still cutting, finding ways to clean up even what a pizza would be. But it's still a Broadway pizza. Broadway is not endorsing me, but I will take a discount. Somebody shout out to Broadway. Let them know I'm giving them a shout out right now. Andrew. Andrew is one of my friends. I'll shout at him. He's an owner there, so I got connections. But I still pay full price. Nonetheless, when I eat a large pizza, I'll wake up the next morning and I will have lost 2 pounds.
Wow.
Because my daily diet, and notice, I may eat pizza 1 day out of a month.
Okay.
So every 3 weeks or so, and I get it intentional. 3 weeks, 21 days will pass, I'll go get a pizza.
Wow.
But I'll wake up the next morning, and that'll just be one, and I'll eat that. That'll be maybe 2 or 3 of my meals for that day. I'll still eat the other 2 or 3 meals. The next day, I go right back to eating 4 meals of chicken, and I'll do that for the next 3 weeks. Wow. And I'll still be lean. And then you'll see me at Broadway telling me, man, you eat like this. I can't believe you eat like this. I don't eat like this every day. You know what I'm saying? That's how that goes.
All right. We got a couple more rapid fires. You mentioned something about pre-workout before. Is that anything you want to touch on, or?
I don't do pre-workouts because sometimes I don't like the way they feel. I don't like the jitteries. And then if I work out late enough, it may keep me up. I just don't. I'm mentally here. I make sure I have enough food in my system to have enough energy to get through the workout. It's all about food right now. So I don't do pre-workouts. The beta-alanine that's in it will make you kind of have your flesh kind of, your skin will be tingling, if you have those things of that nature. So, and it's caffeine. Some people do straight caffeine. I have done that. Instead of drinking coffee, I have taken caffeine pills. So I get the caffeine without the sugar in the coffee. Instead of putting the cream and the sugar in the coffee, I get the nutrient caffeine that I need. So instead of having the sugar, I still have the caffeine from the coffee without consuming it. See how I'm still cutting ways around to get what I need without having to consume? Because some people drink coffee and they got to have the cream, they got to have the sugar, they got to have this, it got to be a certain color, this, that, and other. So next question.
All right. So real quick, couple of rapid fires. Biggest compliment, cut or ripped?
Whew, ripped.
All right. Cardio, fasted or with food?
Just get it done.
Just get it done. All right. Your favorite workout?
Believe it or not, my favorite workout is hamstrings.
Okay.
I love hamstring. I love to do legs. My goal is now to make weaknesses strength. And a lot of people don't know. Eventually, they will realize if you touch on a person who has muscular legs, you'd be surprised, like, oh, wow, because you're so used to people with flabby legs. My leg is solid. So, and my goal is to, I have long legs, long limbs. So my calves are on a longer limb. So my calves are always going to appear smaller. From my knee to my foot, if it was much shorter, my calf would be poking out. I would look like I have great calves. But because I have long limbs, my calves seem to look like I have small legs, but my legs are all muscle. So I love hamstrings because nobody wants that cellulite, even men. Women have that all the time. So I love hamstrings.
All right. Worst workout. Your least favorite workout.
My least favorite workout, to be
It's
honest,
the day you dread.
my least favorite workout, to be honest, is probably something like shoulders because, like, I really blast them. I do shoulders, chest, tries, all pushing motions. So, you know, I'm not ever just geek to get in the gym. You know, my thing is I'm here to get an agenda done. I have it set in my mind. I know what I need to feel, how many sets. I know how I need to work out. My goal is just get it in, get it out the way as quickly but efficiently as possible. I don't waste time. I set myself to a timer, so I'm not texting and I'm not having 2 and 3, 4, 5 minutes between sets. So I'm keeping the blood in the muscle, and I'm trying to force as much blood into the muscle so that it can tear those fibers and do what I need it to do.
Okay. I think you answered this one already. Favorite cheat meal.
Around the world, Broadway's pizza. I love that. And the second close is it's not really a cheat meal, but I do go to Chipotle. If I'm out and about and I need a clean meal that's quick, I can go to Chipotle and I can get their chicken, double chicken and rice with nothing in it. So no sour cream, no cheese, no queso, no guacamole, no beans, no veggies that's drowned in oil. None of that. I get chicken and rice, steak and rice, whatever.
So it ain't flowing over, falling out. They can't put the top on it.
At all.
All right. Big arms or big legs?
Big legs.
Okay. All right. And I think that was it. That was our rapid fire questions.
Good
All
deal.
right, man. All right, cool. Y'all. All right, yo. So, Chris, man, thank you so much. This has been a phenomenal 4 weeks. I pray that this knowledge has blessed everybody. Will you just tell everybody how to follow you on social media? Chris, again, did this because he liked helping people. Didn't ask us for anything. Literally just wanted to be a blessing to the kingdom. And so every week after we do this, he'll just text and be like, man, I just love just helping people. So will you just tell people how to follow you if they want to follow workouts or want a trainer? Or so many people are saying, I'm in the gym, but I don't see the results. Man, listen, I think it's just wise to get with somebody to help you and get you on track. But how could people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram handle is A Chris Morris altogether. ACHRIS. M as in Matthew, ORRIS. Altogether. A Chris Morris. My page is open, so you can add me as a friend and things of that nature. My Facebook page is the same. Andre Christopher Morris. ANDRE, Christopher, CHRISTOPHER, Morris, MORRIS. I may have close to 5,000 friends, so if I max out on friends, it will automatically default to where you follow me. So you still will be able to see everything on my page. You still can access all videos. You can see all my posts, all my comments. You just can't request me as a friend, but it will add you as a follower. So that way, I have probably close to 5,000 friends and probably about 2,000 or 3,000 followers. So,
man, perfect. Guys, do me a favor. If this has helped you, if this has been just gave you some newfound knowledge, if this gave you some clarity, if this helped clear up some misconceptions for you, would you just add something in the comment to thank Chris, literally, to let him know that this was beneficial, this was worth the time, this is worth his effort? Will you just drop that in there just to let him know how much we appreciate his sacrifice and him sharing his knowledge over these years with us? All right. As you're adding that and doing that, man, let me thank you. Let me thank the team for every week from getting this done. Man, listen, even getting that Google up. Thank our team again for just making this happen. Again, man, we'll be literally in prayer for August. We'll come back in September. Chris has some phenomenal knowledge as well, even as it pertains. But for finances, you say you want to do a week there. Yeah. So, so we're going to be dealing with money, finances in September. We're going to be bringing in some different people that are going to be talking to us around the world. All right, we got a guy literally around the world, somebody even from London that's going to be talking to us about annuities, et cetera. So Bitcoins, and whole nine, because again, we want to think global at this point. And then October, we'll come back with some other talks on hypertension, as well as we had Dr. Jeremiah Tyson actually kick this month off with a talk on diabetes, one of our members. And so he's going to come back with one on hypertension during that time. So again, stay tuned, stay followed, like us, share us, follow what we're doing. We just want to be a blessing to the kingdom. All right, well, that's all we have tonight. Any last comments or final comments?
3 John, 1st chapter, 2nd verse says, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Out of all the things that God can wish for you, out of all the things that were left in record in his word, and I said it before, G. Patterson said, all means includes everything, excludes nothing. Out of all the things that the Creator, Almighty God, wants for you, he said, I want you to prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. And that's what I wish for you, all right? We're going to talk about that finance piece. We're going to talk about foreign exchange market, the trading, investing, things of that nature, Bitcoin, all of that, and what is in your money needs to be invested. People are making millions. Young people are making millions of dollars.
Millions.
With just their cell phone, just their cell phone. I have friends right now. Shout out to my dear friends, Gigi, Guinevere Ramos, Justin Dudley, Grant, Kenneth. These are people that I trade with all day, every day. We study together. And we're talking about finances, and trading is literally in the Bible. Ecclesiastes, it's in the Bible. Foreign trade. Yeah. So this is when he says prosper, and I'm really geeked about talking about finances, because the bottom of the pyramid of finances is tithes and offerings.
Come on.
Tithes and, capital letters, offerings. You can give tithes and don't give offerings, you're still up under the curse. You can give offering and don't give tithes, you're still up under the curse. He said, will a man rob God? In Malachi 3, right? Yep. He said, will a man rob God? Yeah, he'll rob me in 2 places, in tithes and in offerings. You will be cursed with a curse because you have robbed me. Cursed with a curse. Mm-hmm. How do you want to get up under the out from up under the curse? Tithes and offerings. It is a principle. It is a fact. He said, try me. Prove me now herewith, said the Lord of hosts, that I will open up a window of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you will have room enough to receive. I had that conversation with God years ago in my apartment in Houston. I was making great money in between jobs, but still God was providing for me, traveling with Donald Lawrence, things of that nature. And I said, God, where are those pour me out a blessing that I won't have enough room to receive blessings? Where those blessings at? I mean, I'm just literally in my apartment talking to God just like this. Where are those, looking in the ceiling, where are those pour me out a blessing that I won't have room enough to receive blessings? Where are they at? I said, you know I pay tithes. In fact, I don't just pay 10%, I pay 15%. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was paying 15%. I said, where are those? I've been paying tithes as a child. I always pay tithes faithfully. I don't miss. I'm not broke, but I'm still living from check to check. Where those pour me out of? He said, just as plain as day as I'm sitting here, I thank you for what you're doing, but that's not what I asked you for.
Man of God, come on.
Shut it down fast. And I was looking around like, first of all, I was just amazed that he spoke to me, that he replied, because usually when you pray, you don't hear anything. But I literally heard the voice of God. He said, I thank you for what you're doing, but that's not what I asked you for.
Yeah.
He said, I only asked you for 10%. And you're giving me 15. That's not a tithe. Mm-hmm. That's a tip. He said, I didn't ask you to, when I instructed Solomon to build the temple, I gave him exact measurements. When I gave Noah to build the ark, I gave them exact measurements. When I tell you to do 10%, I mean 10%. He said, take your 15% and put it in its prospective rightful place. Take 10%, give it to tithes, and the other 5% that you were given, put it in offerings. Mm-hmm. I'm still giving the same amount, allocated in its rightful place. Let's just say it like this. 2 years ago, my giving in church, tithes and offerings, exceeded $30,000.
Come on.
I don't have a degree. I don't have a college degree. I have a high school degree, graduated from Central. All right. Top 15% of my class. All right. But I'm going to leave it there. But I don't have a college degree. I actually left college my senior year to pursue music. But it was passion. And it's taken me all over the world. But I've given $30,000 in church to tithes and offerings. That's more than some people's yearly salary. And I gave that in church. So if 15% was $30,000, what did I make that year? Huh? Because when he says he will pour you out a blessing that you won't have room to receive, every one of my bills, I played for several churches. One of my churches stopped paying me in March. My clients, we couldn't train clients at the gyms. They shut the gyms down, for the virus. So all of my clients stopped. No money there. Not one of my bills have gone. All of my bills been paid, and I still got more money than 99% of the people walking around here. Tithes and offering. This man knows the finance people at this church. I'm not even a member of this church, and I still pay tithes and offerings to this because I get fed from this man. When I hear him breaking bread, he's feeding me, and it is just customary and good home training. When somebody feeds you, you bless the house. Yeah. So I bless the house with my tithes, with some of my tithes and offerings, and they will tell you. I literally say it: tithes this much, offering this much, faithfully. I am the head and not the tail. When we recorded that song with Donna Lawrence, The Blessing of Abraham, which was just an amazing record and an amazing revelation to the body of Christ. When we say the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, the lender and not the borrower, the blessing of Abraham, that's legit. Yeah. I am receiving that. And I am the head. I am the lender. That's when I got into real estate. I got into rental property. Yeah. All of that opened up. Come on. Tithes and offerings. Foreign exchange trading. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. So I'm looking forward to that finance piece.
So you don't want to miss this because you can hear the passion. He just went in that. And here, let me just say this to everybody. There's a revelation there, and it's this. Who says you have to be either or? Why can't you be both and? Right. Why do you limit yourself? Why do you have to say, I can only have this? Multiple streams of income. You should be more. Because, again, this pandemic should have shown us something about finances and money, et cetera, that we should be prepared if it ever happens again, all right? And so, again, I just wanted to throw that out there. Man, we're going to let you go tonight. Please follow what we're doing, but we will have the flyer be out there. We'll share it. Man, hats off to all those, and maybe some of those guys we'll talk to that month as well. Who knows? We'll figure it out because, again, we want the knowledge from people, okay? All right, man, thank you again. I know we can't with social distance, so let's, everybody, appreciate you, bro. And y'all have a good night. Hey, it's my wife's birthday. I'm getting out of here. So y'all go, shout out to Dr. Kim. Happy birthday, baby. Love you. I'll see you in a few minutes. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, team. Thank you, church. Thank you for all those that shared and joined us for this month. Man, we're grateful for you. Be blessed. Be safe. We love you.